Lindsay, and welcome to the Make Life Rich Movement podcast. Thank you so much for coming on.
Hi, I'm so happy to be here.
We are in for a treat, guys. I just want you to step back for a moment and remember when magazines and blogs were the favorite part of your day. And then I want you to know that in this very moment, you can both access the editorial content that you've been looking for that is talking about real people in such an authentic manner and also highlighting blogging in 2024 in a way that I find kind of revolutionary. So I'm obsessed. This is going to be a really great conversation. But Lindsay is the founder of the City Living Network, which is a hyper local publication and media company. And she helps you to become your city's trusted source for all things local. Lindsay, thank you so much for coming on. I'm obsessed with you, as we said before we jumped on.
Oh, thank you so much. That was so nice to hear. And I love your podcast. So this was really exciting to be invited on. And yeah, I love talking about blogging for cities. And it's just become something that, has been a dream career for me. So it's a blast to be able to now share that knowledge with other people in other cities.
Yeah, it's really beautiful, and I stalked you quite a bit, but I would love for you to kind of take us back to where you feel your earliest moments of connecting with a place and wanting to share that with others kind of resonated for you.
Yeah. So I've been a journalist for 20 years. My major was broadcast journalism. I was a radio host, like right out of college, and just loved interviewing people. I loved like that aspect of it. Then I, kind of worked my way up the editorial ladder, like unpaid intern to, associate editor to eventually editor in chief, or editorial director of a national wellness publication, which was super fun. We did print, we would fly out to New York from California every quarter for the launch issues. It was a blast, but I just really like connected with, the like local aspect of it. So like if we ever got to interview, like a local person in my town, Laguna Beach, it was really way more fun than, just like a big brand. So we actually started Laguna Beach Living as a little side project, just because it's like, oh, we have like this wellness magazine. Why don't we just like start Laguna Beach Living as a side gig? And it just quickly became like my dream. I love interviewing coffee shop owners about like why they, chose to start their coffee shop in town. And one thing led to another. And then, all of a sudden, Laguna Beach Living was, a really trusted source for people in Laguna Beach. It also helps that it's like a really pretty town. So it's like not too hard to find like really pretty photos of like the sunset and the beach. And, it just, it quickly grew. And then I realized that I could like actually quit my job as editorial director of that wellness magazine and do this on my own and be my own boss. So that's how it started. And now we're here.
I love that. And first, I'll say it's so beautiful to meet a writer that basically birthed their ability to be able to write about whatever floats their boat. And like,
Yeah.
what a privilege to
Yeah.
have that you are your own editor. And with that experience that you had of being a leader in that role and being able to orchestrate a publication on your own, it's so beautiful that it kind of came together in that way. And I wonder, was there a moment where in that transition phase of deciding that you were going to leave your editorial position and take this full time, was there a moment that you knew that it was the right decision because everything had kind of fallen into place?
Well, kind of COVID helped with that as well. So it was kind of like perfect timing. So like Laguna Beach Living, I really like, started focusing on that like in February of 2020. And then I, kind of had the idea that I was going to quit the wellness magazine, because I like was like really going to like try to make this work. And then the pandemic hit in March, and then my salary got, cut quite a bit. And so then I just kind of like was like, okay, while this is happening, I'm going to really like focus on, monetizing Laguna Beach Living. And so from March until June, I just kind of really like had to figure it out. I came from a publication where we had like an art director, we had, someone, a salesperson. I didn't know how to talk to anyone about money. I didn't know how to sell an ad. I didn't know how to make a logo or a graphic because I had people to do that. I can run a publication of like 200 editors. I can make sure they turn in their articles on time. But like talking to people about money, I was like, oh, I can't do that. So I kind of had to, like learn how to run this publication from the ground up by myself in a time of like where no one wanted to send money. But so from March to June, I just really focused on that. I sold my first ad in June, which was still like very like mid pandemic. But then, I had finally like found an email because I was sending out emails all the time, trying to figure out something that made people want to read it and not just like, oh, this sales email, I'm going to delete it. So I was sending out so many different types of emails. But once I finally sold that first ad, I was like, okay, this email works. Let's send it to more people. And then all of a sudden, and Laguna Beach is a small town. It's like 23,000 population. It's not like New York. So there's only a finite amount of businesses, but that's what's actually so great about these hyperlocal publications is the niche is your city. And especially if it's small, they really need this publication. There's other publications in Laguna Beach, but people always tell me that Laguna Beach Living is the one that they trust the most because they know it's run by like young, cool, young, like young, yeah. But like a hip local, and it's not run by a tourism board, and so that's the kind of thing. So once I cracked the code for selling ads, it just kind of snowballed, and then I was like, okay, by September is when I actually was like, hey, if I'm gonna like leave the editorial job and do this full time. So
Man, there's so much in what you just said. I want to start first with it's I had no idea that this kind of was made concrete for you during the pandemic. Every person that I've interviewed, nearly, I'll say 90%, started what I was interviewing them on during the pandemic. They had a career that was good, it was great. They had great paychecks. They were working on what they went to school for. They felt validated and fulfilled, sort of. And then this great like upheaval in all of our schedules and our routines in our lives led them to taking the path of purpose and passion. And I love so much that it really feels like a movement, because the more and more I interview people, I keep hearing this and over, and I just love it. I love so much that through such a terrible, dark time, there is now this after effect of so much positivity that's just rippling away from it. And I absolutely love that City Living Network was kind of birthed in that time, because you really had a lot of time to focus on what felt good to you and combining your strengths, and also working on learning new things and
mm-hmm.
challenging yourself. It was such a beautiful storm to happen in that time. And I you can tell now that there was so much heart and intent put into what you were doing, and it makes a lot more sense now, for sure. Thank you
Yeah,
so much for that
definitely.
validation time.
Yeah, it was like a time, where you had more time on your hands. And so I enrolled in online courses. I like taught myself stuff that I didn't, know. And then I just like really like spent that time trying to make the city publication into the best it could be. And then it worked. And then, it was my dream job for, I mean, it still is my dream job. I just love it. And then in 2022 is when people from other towns started reaching out and being like, hey, can you help me? Like, you have my dream job. Can you help me create this in my town? And then I was like, well, I hadn't really thought about that. I've never been to your town, but like what I could do is this, and this. And then I created like, the City Living Network to help people do that in their own towns.
I love it. I love also from your just a minute ago when you were discussing about basically A and B testing until you found something that hit. And being that you knew Laguna Beach so well and you knew the area and you're like, okay, I have an idea of what our community is looking for. I have an idea of what we are known for outside of the tourists coming in. And I absolutely love that you took that knowledge and applied it to be able to work with them in a way that is helping everyone. It is, I think, the beauty of hyperlocal publications. And you certainly have, in my opinion, created a niche that has been missing from our media for quite some time. I think it's the way that media started, and then, you know, global booms and domestic booms in media kind of took over. And I absolutely love that the tastemakers and the influencers, in the sense of the people that truly love the heart of their town and where they're from or their city, and they want to share that with others, and they want to kind of expose all the sinew that makes a town and a community a community. Was that something that you knew set you apart from other publications in a way that you kind of knew that putting this together for others was going to lead you to the success of building the City Living Network?
Yeah, I think kind of subconsciously, because all, like I said, I've been a journalist for so long, but like all my articles were always, like very, I wanted to like find out the not just about the business. I wanted to like find out, why that business owner became a business owner. And so even like when it was like for the major publications, it wasn't like my interview questions was more deeper. It wasn't just about your business. I wanted to be like, when was the first time, or like, why did you name it this? Why, like, what did you want to be in high school? I wanted to get deeper. And so I think that with hyper local publications, people really want to know the story behind the brand, the behind the coffee shop, behind the pizza shop. They don't want to just know that, like, oh, this is great tacos in Laguna. They want to know like why Adolfo created this amazing taco shop, and so they want to know about his family, and they want to know, you know, how this is like now a generational thing. And so it really helps people, and they really like love the local people. It helps them because these businesses are getting highlighted on, the publication, and it's digital. So it's not just like a print magazine that's going to get thrown away in a month. It's going to be on the internet for ever, until I take it down, or until, and it's always updatable. I actually was just talking about a Halloween article that I published 4 years ago. That Halloween article, I update it every year. I don't rewrite it, I just update it. And so that's the beauty of having a hyperlocal publication, is once you do a full year of it, you have the best best places to trick or treat in town. You update that article. You have the best taco shops in town. You update that article. Every time a coffee shop comes in town, you update it. If one goes away, you update it. And so it's not like it drives traffic. One article you make 4 years ago consistently drives traffic to your site, and it's so fun. But we have articles from 5 years ago that are still ranking on the first page of Google. It's the first thing that people see when they Google this certain coffee shop in town. And I think that is just so much more valuable than, getting a feature in a print magazine that's going to be around in everyone's mailboxes for a month, or on coffee tables for a month, and then it's going to get thrown away. And so these people are really like benefiting from the features we do. We also provide like beautiful photo shoots, with local photographers. And it's just kind of like we boost everyone up. We're boosting that local photographer up. We're like boosting a local writer up. We're boosting the business up. And then everyone's happy, and everyone shares the article, and it's a thing that gets passed around like digitally. So
Yeah, and it is really cool to kind of put the power back into the smaller person's hand. I
mhm.
think we're very used to being like, oh gosh, inundated isn't the word, with just large businesses, large corporations, large companies. And if you're blessed to live somewhere that still has a lot of small business owners or even non-corporate, you know, entities and operations in your city, then that's certainly something to highlight and to discuss and put out there, because it's not the case across the country. If you find yourself living somewhere where there is that charm that is very unique to where you live, that is something worth sharing. And
Yeah.
I love that for those that are prone to sharing on social media anyway. I really love the idea of someone deciding, like, you know what, Boise is amazing and I live here and I love it. And I'm ready to start a Boise living network like blog. Like, let's
Yeah.
go for it.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think there's a certain power too in being proud of where you're from and people knowing where you're from because you are so happy to say that you're from there, and then asking for recommendations. And I lived in Philadelphia for 18 years, but I'm from Cape May, New Jersey, and everyone knew it. And it was something that I was constantly talking about because I'm very proud of and love where I'm from. And, you know, every weekend come summertime, people are asking, what hotels should I stay at? What restaurants should we go to? Where can I get real coffee, not like Wawa coffee? And all the little differentiators that you wouldn't know if you weren't a local or you'd never been there before. And some of the larger publications will say, until recently, maybe like a Philly Mag or something in that regard would do an article here or there, but it would be printed. And
Mhm.
until recently, digitizing things hasn't really been, um, I think, something that publications really cared too much about unless they're making significant ad dollars from it. And I really do think there is a beautiful part to City Living Network because you are democratizing media in a way that allows the micro influencer to bring major attention to the things that they care about in the place that they actually live, and they can actually influence the community and help everyone to rise with their efforts.
Yeah, exactly. People want to like see the inner, workings of it. We have this was a couple years ago with Laguna Beach Living, but I think Laguna Beach Living maybe had like 5,000 followers at the time, which is still a lot. Um, but we did one like 7-second reel of like the seniors after graduation, all the high school seniors, they like take their surfboards and they paddle out into the ocean. And it was like a 7-second clip. And it was like literally had no caption or it just like said like, oh, I can't even remember what it said, but like seniors paddle out or whatever. Laguna Beach senior paddle outs. And it got 1.8 million views. But it's just like that just shows you that people are looking for like the behind the scenes. Like some magazine or newspaper aren't going to be posting that, aren't going to be like out walking along the beach, just randomly seeing like all these seniors paddling out. It's just people want to know the behind the scenes of your town. They want to know what makes your town unique. Yesterday, we actually posted one of our newest cities is Naples, Florida, and they did this little like tea time girls like evening tea time on the beach where they all like played mini golf, and then we posted a little reel of that. But that's the kind of thing people want to see. They want to see what's happening in town, that what's exciting, and that's what you're out there. I mean, every time I go to dinner, I'll make like a little reel. Like it doesn't need to be like paid or not. Like, and I'll have my boyfriend take like a 1-second clip of me walking in, and then like I'll cheers him, with like a cocktail and take a quick video of the pizza, and then all of a sudden it's a reel. It's not like I'm, an influencer like highlighting myself. I'm highlighting my town. And I think that people really want to see that like behind the scenes, kind of like actual local living in the town. So it's so fun. I love it.
I can literally, like, it lights me up because there is so much room within the small business world for support. And I think a lot of people really do like the idea of supporting a small business, but they don't really have the bandwidth or the time or attention to go looking for it. And I really love the curation factor of what City Living Network provides, in essence, across the country by giving individuals that love their town so much the framework and the support to be able to build out this blog in a way that is ultimately just getting to the end user, which is a small business. It's helping
Yeah.
to highlight a small business, and those that get to patron it, they're benefiting, the small business is benefiting, the blogger's benefiting. But can you tell us a little bit about why it was important to you when people started kind of asking for help to turn city living, to turn Laguna Beach living into a larger publication?
Yeah. Well, I knew it from myself, like growing up, I was always like, or right out of college, when I was on the news, I was like, "Oh, I want to, create a blog at the time I was living in Long Beach, and I like bought like longbeachstyle.com, and I was like gonna like have like a style blog in Long Beach, but I just didn't know how. I remember I went on Craigslist and I like posted a like ad for like writers. I just had no idea. I didn't know how to make a website. I didn't know how to make a logo. I didn't know how to do it. And I remember, I mean, that was 15 years ago. If someone would have come to me at that time, and that was when I, like soon out of college, like didn't, have money to throw away. If someone would have come to me then and been like, "Hey, I will create you like everything you need. I will teach you how, I will create you the website, the logo. I will teach you how to monetize this. I will teach you how to get writers and interns. And, it will be a business handed to you in 30 days. I would have figured out whatever the amount of money that it costs to make that happen. But like, it just like, I wanted to create something because it was something that I wish I had. And so I wanted to create something that was just like a business in a box that I could hand to you, that I actually create for you. So the City Living Network now, like we have something called the all-in-one package, and it's basically in 30 days you have a live website. It's beautiful. You have launch articles. We write like the 10 first launch articles for you. We do the first month of social media for you. We, like make you media kits. We give you the exact email templates to send, like anything. We have like a monthly, group Zoom call with all the network editors. We have one-on-one calls with me. I'm just like very like, we make it a beautiful site in 30 days. And so we've now launched 18 of those throughout the country, from Maui, Hawaii, to Naples, Florida, to Lexington, Kentucky, and Prescott, Arizona. A lot in Orange County, obviously. But yeah, it's been so fun. But I just wanted to create something that people had, the framework to, they actually have the business, and then it's 100% yours. Like, I don't take a cut of your ad sales. I don't like, it's just, you could sell it if you wanted to. You can do whatever you want. You can never post again, or you can turn it into, a profitable publication in your town. So it's up to you. So yeah, that's what I did. And then we can talk about whenever you want, but I also created like a DIY
Yes, talk about
service.
that.
Yeah. So the all-in-one package has been what we've been doing for the last 2 years. It's really great. Obviously, I love it. 18 cities. However, it is, a pretty penny, just because it is very one-on-one work for those 30 days. You are, have like a live business after a month. But a lot of people over the last couple years want to do that, but maybe they already have a platform, or maybe they, just need help with the tech side of things, or maybe they want to do it themselves, or maybe they don't have the full budget to, have it done for them. So I've launched something about 3 weeks ago called the City Blog Academy. And this is a series of, 4 courses, the DIY Pro, which basically is, everything you need to do. It comes with a website template, like tutorial videos. and like all the strategy that you need, media kits, everything, email templates. But I'm not like involved. I do like get on like 1 hour phone calls with you if you need help, and you do have access to a Facebook group, but you're in charge of building the site. But it's from a beautiful template that I've created for City Living Network. So it's like a strategic city blog template. So that we have, and then we have the DIY strategy, which is no website template, but just like the strategy. And then we have DIY Lite, which is just the template and the videos, but no strategy. So it's all different price points, kind of like geared towards whoever, wants to do it. Maybe there's some of these girls on TikTok that have 100,000 like followers, and they're talking about their towns, and they're like amazing, but they don't have a website, and they're not monetizing it from their website. You can charge so much more when you can offer a beautiful blog article on your website, rather than just like, oh yeah, I'll come to your restaurant and make a cute reel. If you say, I'll come to your restaurant and make a cute reel, and I'll write about the experience, like, you can charge so much more, and they would be so happy, because like we said, that article is going to live on the internet forever. So there's just so many like people out there. I think there's a cool girl. I like saying it's for girls, but it could be for anyone. But like, just so far, it's just been women. But I like to say that there's like a cool person in whatever town in the world like that could do this. And so I wanted to make it more accessible with these courses. Yeah, it's so fun. And then we have like a mini course called the Press Trip Mastery that just basically teaches you how to get invited on press trips, because that's my personal favorite thing, is going on like press trips. I went on like once to Hawaii this summer, like Vegas, Huntington, all over the place. And it's just like so fun to get wined and dined, and, get to write about your experience at these cool hotels. And, if you have a publication on Laguna Beach or in Salt Lake City, like a Hawaii hotel is going to be like, sure, like I want like a bunch of Salt Lake City people to know about this hotel when they come visit Hawaii. So it is a fun thing.
I really appreciate and want to thank you for taking all different types of circumstances into consideration when creating your packages and your services. I think there is a lot to be said about starting with a signature package, and then evolving from there, and really allowing your services to assist many different levels of the start, right? Like, you could be in a space where you are limited with your income. So having these light programs is great. And I think it's really special and kind of unheard of for you to be giving them, in essence, a brick and mortar, unlock the door, in you go to your business day one upon delivery. And to do so within 30 minutes for, in essence, your own media outlet is, guys, I need everyone to just take a quick second here and recognize what I just said. That's so much work, so much effort, so much red tape, little tiny sinews of steps and actions that you, an uneducated person wanting to do, would spend months and months and months getting done, and likely still needing to bring in an expert at some level to tie things together because of the intricacy of what exactly Lindsay is providing. So I just want to highlight that for someone that's uneducated on what goes into this type of business, because it is extensive work to get it up and running, and not only up and running, but pristine, which is the level of quality that Lindsay is delivering with the City Living Network products. So,
Yeah.
can you tell us just a little bit about what exactly goes into you creating this all in one package for an individual? Because I just want everyone to really grasp what they're getting in,
Yeah.
it's not just a blog, there's so much more to it than that.
Yeah. So right off the bat, we'll like have you like I'll send you over an onboarding form, and you'll, kind of fill out like what kind of vibe are you going for? Are you going for a surf San Clemente vibe, or are you going for like a really like sleek chic like vibe? And then we'll go from there. I'll make you, 6 or 7 logo options, send it over to you. I'll create a mood board. We'll pick like, color palette, fonts, everything that is going to be very streamlined. I work strictly on Squarespace and Canva just because those are very like user friendly publications. I didn't want to start someone on WordPress, which is awesome, but like very strong learning curve. And so I wanted to make it very user friendly. So I, make sure that everything's cohesive. The fonts we pick are available on both Squarespace and Canva. I've just kind of like thought of everything that I would have ever wanted to, have. Like, I don't want you to pick a font that's on Canva that looks pretty, but then we have to do a different font on Squarespace. So kind of very like, like weird little things, but it's important. So, yeah, we come up with the branding, the mood board. I'll have you pick like your 10 launch articles if you want to, I always talk about the coffee shops. If you want to highlight best coffee shops, if you want to highlight best places to watch the sunset, if you want to highlight, best parks to take your dog to. Which is an awesome idea actually. But yeah, then we'll write the 10 launch articles. We will make I will design the whole website very like beautiful, very nice. I will make the media kits customized to your city. The copy is all written for you. Email templates. I get you set up on Pinterest. I teach you how like the easiest way to do a podcast. I just kind of thought of like everything that I do at Laguna Beach Living. Okay, this is how you do it. And so that's the 30-day process for all in one. And then again, it's also really great having that like the first Monday of every month, all the girls, the Maui girl, the like Prescott girl, will all get on and we'll all talk. What are you guys working on right now? Like, oh, I just did my launch party. This is like, I reached out to a local florist and I used this email. Here, I'll share it with you. I am going to be doing a giveaway. That's another thing like we have in the course, like how to launch a giveaway. Our Naples girls just launched or finished their giveaway last night, but they got so many followers in the last, 5 days from this cute little giveaway, and it was all free. They're now planning their launch party. I just flew out to Maui, which was so fun, for her launch party in June, and shoot, oh, it was just a blast. But we're all there to help each other along. We do an annual editors retreat, which is so fun. Like, I feel like it's worth it just for the editors retreat. But like, I rent like a like mini like yacht in Newport Beach, and then we all like go on it and like have a day of bonding, like we like do a journaling workshop. We, like celebrate each other, and we kind of all like get to know each other. So it's, when we're on these monthly calls, over the year, we kind of like know who each other is. And so that's just, it's a great community. I just love all the girls. We've all become such good friends, and I just always want to be there for them. Like for the all-in-one girls, I really want to be, like I said, they become great friends. And so I always tell this story, like the Prescott girl, she has 3 kids. She's a stay-at-home mom. They're all like in grade school, but she's awesome. And she'll call me at school pickup line and be like, hey, I have a gymnastics studio that wants to advertise. I have a call with them in 10 minutes. Can you pretend you're a gymnastics studio that wants to advertise real quick? And I'll be like, sure, I know nothing about gymnastics, but okay, tell me about this and blah, blah, blah. Like, tell me about your packages. And, I'll pretend so she can get the practice. And so I really want to be very hands-on with all my editors. I know how it is to like be be brand new and talking to people about ads and like what to offer. And so they, I like to get them very comfortable with that. And also, like, another thing is, when you're starting, you don't know what to offer in an ad package. You don't know what to offer on a media kit. You don't know how much to offer. And so I give you like my suggested packages with my suggested price points, for when you're selling ads, and then they kind of like go from there. And as they get more followers, I mean, obviously you're not going to be charging what Laguna Beach Living charges when you have 100 followers, but you work your way up and you make your ads. And it's I just love the network aspect of it. And so with the courses, you get a smaller aspect of it. You get the Facebook group, but then you're getting to like talk to other people, in another city across the country that's doing a similar thing to you, and kind of like guiding each other along with that. But
Oh, man. Okay, everyone, I'm going to break down what average costs would be. I'll just pull out like 7 things you just said. Okay, the
yeah.
podcast. Being taught hands-on with a very distinct step-by-step video that is pertaining to exactly why you need it, what you need it for. We'll just call that 1,000 right there. Consultation, being able to call a professional with 20 years of experience on the phone, asking them a question unexpectedly 10 minutes before you need to make said call. Although we will not recommend you do that. We'll recommend that you email ahead of time, set a date, appropriately interact. That consultation alone, I charge $7.50 for. So there's that. Website building. I've been quoted, because I'm getting my website done for this podcast right now. I've been quoted 10K, 12K, 4K, and 7K. And those were all for the same exact thing that I asked for. So, guys, there is an immense, immense, immense curve when you are working with creatives, and their experience level and what you're looking for and the delivery time that you need it in all dictates how much that costs. So, right out the gate, getting a website alone, and one that's as robust and already filled out in a custom manner for you, would easily be 15K, and I'll put my name on that. So, let's just think about that alone. Let's add in the branding, hiring a brand director in any capacity to make you a logo, design out your email marketing, making sure your website, your branding, and your email marketing all aesthetically match, let alone fit with your branding. I'm easily going to say would be $10,000. Okay, let's tally that all up. We'll call it 50 to be kind. Easily, guys. This is a steal. Lindsay
It
giving
is.
you an existence in a box, and all you have to do is engage and then go around town and be your cheerful, talkative self that you already are, because to be interested in this, you're already engaging your community. Likely, you already know enough people to get these conversations going. Likely, you've already built up the rapport by being a supporter of this business or this organization enough to where people trust you, they like you, they know you, and they are ready to become your first advertiser. So don't be scared. You've already been doing this. If you're listening to this and you like the idea of this, and you like the idea of reaching out to Lindsay and figuring out how this can work for you, do not hesitate. All of the links are going to be in the show notes, but truly tune into this. This is something this country needs right now. We need to become better connected on a micro level. There is so much to be said about a community and the place that you live and the way in which people interact with each other. And I absolutely am just so obsessed with the teeny tiny little perfect way that Lindsay has given you to make such a huge impact in your community and a huge impact in your life, and what you're doing with it and how you feel about it when you're doing it. Lindsay, you are such a treasure for this. And I know that I said it before we jumped on, but everyone, if you live in a city, you've seen, I'm I'll call Philadelphia one of my hometowns. Philadelphia Style magazine. It's part of a larger media network called Modern Luxury. In its infancy, it started out very similarly to Laguna Beach Living, and it morphed and grew and it became what it became. But you have a ground level opportunity right now to become a part of what will become a megalith within micro publishing and media. Just know that this is a trend that will continue to skyrocket upward and onward. We're seeing larger media kind of take a further and further seat back day in and day out. And I really do believe that people are ready to hear from people, and they're ready to remove the red tape, and they're ready to pull back the curtains, and they're ready to get to know people, and they're ready to get to the heart of why people do what they do and how they can help them do it. And inspiring people at the end of the day by highlighting those that are happily serving your community is a really beautiful way to make an impact that will ripple beyond where you live. And Lindsay, I appreciate you so much for even making this an opportunity for yourself so you could find that joy. But thank you so much for putting that countless, I'm sure were hundreds of hours into developing this into what you have built it into today. It's just so impressive, so special, and I I just really can't wait to see the ripple effect that's going to come from everything
Oh,
you've built.
thank you so much. Wow, that was so nice. I appreciate you so much too. I'm just honored to be able to come on here and talk about something that just like is so dear to me. I mean, it really, Laguna Beach Living is my absolute dream job, and to be able to create these dream jobs for women across the country. I mean, like the testimonials the girls give are just, I mean, it changed the Maui girl's life. It changed the Prescott girl's life. Las Vegas did like a, even niche. She lives in Las Vegas. She did a niche like Las Vegas Parents Club. She had just moved to town. She was like, hey, I need parent friends. Like, I'm going to like create one, like what to do in Las Vegas with kids. And she's now created this like amazing platform where she raises money for like nonprofits. She's always doing events. I flew out for the launch party. She just did a 1-year anniversary party. And so it's just been a blast to see how it really like changes people's lives. I feel like all the girls are just so, cool in their own way. You don't need to be a journalist. You don't need to be a photographer. Everyone is, you know, different, lots of like moms, lots of dog moms, me, lots of, like there's a couple flight attendants, it's just everyone is, you can do this, whether you want to do it on the side as a side project or whether you want to turn it into your actual like career. It's something that, like I said, every town in the world, not just America, should have one, like they should have one of these. And it's a blast. I love it. And it's so much fun.
You can tell. You can truly tell you enjoy it. And I heavily stalked all of the publications that you've helped to bring to life, and you can tell they enjoy it too. And
Mhm.
I can't help but think, as a publicist myself, that my gosh, this is a perfect additional business for a publicist or a social media manager or a digital marketer to integrate into what they're doing for themselves. Guys, you're already doing the work. You're already getting to know these people. Take a couple photos and videos, write an article, get your brand going with Lindsay, and off you are to having this really beautiful media outlet that you can leverage along with the other work that you're doing and the other relationships that you're providing for them. I'm going to send this episode to more than a few publicist friends of mine because they would be perfect for this, and they're kind of already doing something in a very adjacent manner on Instagram. So, gosh, Lindsay, you are such a treasure. This has been so much fun. I have one final question that I ask all of my guests.
Yeah.
Lindsay, how do you make your life rich?
Ooh, well, I have a job that I love, like that I like just, I can't, I've said this before, but I like really like can't wait to like, I haven't even been sleeping well because I'm so excited to wake up. Like it will be like, I'll wake up and it'll be 4 and I'll be like, oh, I have to wake up one more, I have to sleep 1 more hour because I'm just so excited to like check my email to see if, I got invited to a new event, or, like someone I've reached out to responded, or, it's just like so exciting. I think that having a rich life is to be excited about life. And so, yeah, I love
Oh,
that.
that's a beautiful answer. And my goodness, I almost forgot. Everyone, link in the show notes. You're going to click it now. You're going to register for Lindsay's free live masterclass. She's going to have one on the 5th tomorrow and one on the 9th. If this piqued your interest at all, just sign up for the masterclass. Go. You're going to be obsessed. You're going to learn a lot. And I think it's really going to give you the opportunity to kind of listen into what you think you want to do. And if you have that inkling, you better jump, because the universe gives you opportunities and it gives you visions. And if you're seeing this and you're hearing this episode and you're feeling that this was for you and this episode was made for you to hear it and for you to reach out to Lindsay, and by damn it, you better do it. Don't ignore it. The universe wants to bless you with this cool thing. And as Lindsay is a testament to, it can truly change your life and help you to change the lives of others. So lean in if you feel it necessary, and the link will be in the show notes. Lindsay, thank you so much for coming on.
Oh, you're the best. This was so fun. Thank you.
Oh, my